This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com. Michelle Bachmann has been in Iowa for almost a year, it seems. Has spent a lot of time here, has gotten a tremendous amount of free media, which is important for candidates for president, and has spent a lot of money. She's a big fundraiser. She actually raised something like $15 million for her second congressional campaign, which is quite a bit above the national mean for congressional races, and raised a lot of money as well for her bid for the Republican nomination. This allowed her to buy a lot of internet ads. Some of them were very well done, I thought. I've compared hers to others. They invited people to her events. They asked people to contribute to her campaign, and were pretty impressive. She then, of course, also invested a lot of money in doing well in the Ames straw poll in August of this year, and that paid off with a first-place finish for her. That first-place finish kind of was like a wave that she could ride, and it made her optimistic about her future, and she went on then to debates, press conferences, and to a lot of TV interview programs. Unfortunately, following the Ames straw poll, and even before that, she made a lot of mistakes in some of her comments, and then she also made some statements that were irrational, even by her standards, were not true. And the one that stands out in particular was when Texas Governor Rick Perry was criticized for having Texas provide a human papillomavirus shots for girls. She attacked that and then said afterwards that a woman had told her that those shots would cause mental retardation. That sent a shockwave through a lot of people because apparently it's completely untrue. And even Rush Limbaugh criticized her for that. As a result, we are now moving here into the fall, October of 2011, and the third quarter finance statements on campaign contributions is coming due in a couple of days. I have talked to several people over the last couple of days, and apparently the news for Michelle Bachmann is not very good. Her campaign fundraising has hit a cinder block wall. She is not expected to have raised a lot of money in this third quarter. And that is on top of the latest poll numbers for her that came out this week, which show that she has fallen precipitously down to 3% among Republican voters. So the news this week that I want to share with you is that Iowa continues to play the role of essentially letting candidates come here, spend money, campaign, and if they spend too much of the money early on, as she seems to have done, and if they make a lot of mistakes along the way, they sort of eliminate themselves. And that's the role that Iowa is supposed to play. The Iowa caucuses are there to let candidates do well, or to show that they may not be presidential material, or at least that they are not capable of running an effective campaign. My prediction is that Michelle Bachmann may very well drop out, that Michelle Bachmann may very well not have sufficient funds left to complete her effort to go to the Iowa caucuses, and that her appeal has evaporated, especially in light of the fact also that Governor Rick Perry of Texas has taken up some of the supporters that she had, who have drifted away from her and have decided that Rick Perry is a more electable guy, that he is more presidential. And that's big news because for Iowa, of course, the smaller field for the caucuses helps the Republicans to concentrate on their most effective candidates, on their top candidates. And I wanted to make sure that we talked about that a little bit today. So Michelle Bachmann seems to have hit a road bump and may very well soon be out of the race. This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com.